In these days of coronavirus, we know how it spreads, and it spreads from us also to places. Now, coronavirus attacks our physical health, but there are spiritual powers who can equally attack us. And in order to keep them under control, we need spiritual means, and the blessing is one. So that's why we are going to bless this whole, keep away all powers of evil, and instead the power of God through His Holy Name.
Amen.
Now I would like to passage from the book. The reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. John, chapter 8, verses 3 and following. At that time, the scribes and Pharisees brought a woman who had been caught in adultery, and making her stand before all of them, they said to Jesus, "Teacher, this woman was caught in the very act of committing adultery. Now, in the law, Moses commanded us to stone such women. Now, what do you say?" They said this to test Jesus. When they heard this, they went away, one by one. The elders was left alone. Picked it up and said to them, and Jesus said, "Why do I condemn you? Go your way, from now on do not sin again." Gospel as before. Our sister would tell us that the Son of God became a man in order to take the sin of the world. So, when they died, it is going to be Jesus the judge. And the Gospels define him on various occasions as the judge. And these passages complement one another. I have chosen this one, John chapter 8, because in a way it reveals most touchingly the inner attitude of Jesus, who came not to And it is, therefore, he confronts in this passage those who brought the woman accusing her. And through his writing of the mind, he brought them to realize that he also has sinners. He was worse sinners than they, and so ashamed, they went away one by one. And so Jesus was left alone with the woman. So this is how Jesus deals with those who accuse others of that. And he returns to the woman. Jesus said, but Jesus gives a chance. He does not come to condemn, but to save. Has nobody condemned you? Neither do I condemn you. No? Go and sin no more. We know from other passages in the Gospel that Jesus was very strict in his teaching about marriage. The famous passage in Matthew 19, verse 3 to 6. Again, some Pharisee came to him to test him, and they asked, is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife for any cause? And the Jesus answered, have you not read that the one who made the beginning said, this reason a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate. So we see Jesus acting just ways, that he can fathom his feelings. What he wants is not to since he has given mankind freedom, otherwise love is not possible, therefore sin is possible. And finally, judgment is. And so, we notice that in our society as it is, we need judges and lawyers. Without them, we could not function well as a society. When we as a sentence, it completes. We do not judge him and we do not condemn. So therefore, when healing, we just heal. When healing with people, those cannot do cases, situations. How do we condemn them? There, never forget. We never forget that every person is a mystery, and only mystery. Then we always deal with anyone with respect. At the same time, we are sinners and need God's mercy. In that way, we can fulfill the vocation of gratitude by our Son in the best way.
Blessed are you, O Lord, eternal wisdom, who enlighten our minds and support all our efforts to do good by your blessing. Response, Lord, please grant us this blessing.
Lord, please grant us this blessing.
Blessed are you, O Lord, who never cease to reveal what is true to those who sincerely search for it. Response, Lord, please grant us this blessing.
Lord, please grant us this blessing.
Blessed are you, O Lord, who wish to unite your children, whom sin drives apart, and make them live together in peace. Response, Lord, please grant us this blessing.
Lord, please grant us this blessing.
Now,
Blessing.
Let us pray. Your wise providence, you have to bless all human labor, minds, and the work of hands. Grant that all who plan and conduct business in this office may, through your guidance and support, come to right decisions and carry them out fairly. This we ask in the name of Jesus, your beloved Son and our Lord. Amen.
we will proceed to the next part of today's ceremony, which is the ribbon cutting ceremony, which will be accompanied by a virtual tour of the office. We'll start with Reverend Father.
Yeah, you will.
That's it. One second.
Yes, yes. Come forward.
The first area that you all will be seeing is the sitting area of the juniors and the interns.
The little same part.
Come here. Yes.
Now we move on to the ribbon cutting of the Chamber of Thomas Sir.
Lord have mercy on us.
Christ have
Lord have mercy on us.
Christ have mercy on us.
Christ
Christ
have
have
mercy.
mercy on us.
Lord have mercy on us.
Lord have mercy.
God our Father in heaven, have mercy on us.
Have mercy on us. Yeah. We'll go inside.
Holy Spirit,
Have mercy on us.
we thank you.
Have mercy on us. Orange. Continue.
Heart of Jesus, Son of Eternal Father.
Have mercy on us.
Heart of Jesus, formed by the Holy Spirit.
Have mercy on
the
us.
Virgin Mother.
Have mercy on us.
Heart of Jesus, one with eternal Word.
Have mercy on us.
Heart of Jesus, infinite in majesty.
Have
Have
mercy.
mercy on us.
Heart of Jesus, holy temple of God.
Have mercy on us.
Heart of Jesus, tabernacle of the Most High.
Have mercy on us.
Heart of Jesus, house of God and gate of heaven.
Have mercy on us.
Heart of Jesus, aflame with love for us.
Have mercy on us.
Now I would like to show you all the office codes which have been uniquely fixed for our office. You all can note that each row and each column has a designated number, which is the office code assigned to the files, which are there in series, and that is a manner in which the files have been kept. Now we'd like to move on to the ribbon cutting of the administrative head of the office, Mrs. Nirmala Thomas.
Heart of Jesus, justice and love, have mercy on us. Heart of Jesus, full of goodness and love, have mercy on us. Heart of Jesus, wellspring of all virtue, mercy on us. Heart of Jesus, worthy of all praise, have mercy on us. Heart of Jesus, King and center of all hearts, have mercy on us. Heart of Jesus, treasure of house of wisdom and knowledge, have mercy on us. Heart of Jesus, in whom there dwells the fullness of God, have mercy on us. Heart of Jesus, in whom the Father is well pleased, have mercy on us. Heart of Jesus, from whose fullness we have all received, have mercy on us. Heart of Jesus, desire of the eternal peace, have mercy on us. Heart of Jesus, patient and full of mercy, have mercy on us. Heart of Jesus, generous to all who turn to you, have mercy on us. Heart of Jesus, fountain of life and holiness, have mercy on us. Heart of Jesus, atonement of our sins, have mercy on us. Heart of Jesus,
Now, I would like to show you all the barrack section, which has been aligned and set alphabetically.
Heart of Jesus, overwhelmed with insult, have mercy on us.
So you can see that it has been set alphabetically. Now, I'd like to show you all the day-wise setting of the files in the office. So, all the files of the lower court and tribunals for which dates have been allocated, we have set them date-wise. Please come.
Right on.
So, here you can see each number has been mentioned from 1 to 31, implying on each number the files from, for instance, if we see number 3, the files from 3rd Jan to 3rd December shall be placed here. And when any file gets overloaded, for instance, 15, we have divided into 15 bar 1, which will be continued here. So in this fashion, we are able to maintain the files date-wise for convenience. Now we shall proceed to the ribbon cutting of my chamber.
बंद कर दे आवाज आता हाँ
Heart of Jesus, overwhelmed with insults.
have mercy on us.
Heart of Jesus, broken for our sins.
Have mercy on us.
Heart of Jesus, obedient even to death.
Have mercy on us.
Heart of Jesus, pierced by a lance.
Have mercy on us.
Heart of Jesus, source of all consolation.
Have mercy on us.
Heart of Jesus, our life and resurrection.
Have mercy on us.
Heart of Jesus, our peace and reconciliation.
Have mercy on us.
Heart of Jesus, victim for our sins.
Have mercy on us.
Heart of Jesus, salvation of all who trust in you.
Have mercy on us.
Now, this is the chamber where I will be sitting in. Now we will be proceeding to the last room, which is the client consultation room. So let's follow.
Come all of Don't get sad here, so all of us will be safe.
Heart of Jesus, salvation of all who trust in you, have mercy on us. Heart of Jesus, hope of all who die in you, have mercy on us. Heart of Jesus, delight of all the saints, have mercy on us. Lamb of God, who take away the sins of the world, have mercy on us. Lamb of God, who take away the sins of the world, have mercy on us. Lamb of God, who take away the sins of the world,
have mercy on us.
So this room has the All India report starting from 1949. So this room shall be exclusively used for client consultation.
Jesus is gentle and humble of heart, touch our hearts and make them like your own. And we pray. Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
May God, the Father,
Come here. Come here.
May God, the Father of all goodness, who commanded us to help one another as brothers and sisters, bless this office with his abiding blessings, and kindly grant all those who come in and go out of here his gift of peace. And may the blessing of Almighty God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit come down upon you, all of you, and remain with you forever.
Amen.
According to our Catholic tradition, we'd like to conclude our services with a prayer to our Heavenly Mother. And so we shall sing our concluding hymn, and I'd like to tell you the text.
the blue book, joyful lips.
The text is this: no one can live an island, yearning for life alone. Since we are most loved by a mother, Jesus gave us his own. Be with us, Mary, along the way, guide us in everything. Lead us to Jesus, your loving Son. Come to us, Mary. Peace, 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 peace.
No one can live as an island, journeying through life alone. Since we are most loved by a mother, Jesus gave us his own.
Be with us, Mary, along the way. Guide every step we take. Lead us to Jesus, your loving Son. Come with us, Mary. Come with us, Mary. Come with us, Mary. Come with us, Mary. Come.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now we would like to move on to the addresses, for which we need a short pause of say a minute. Thank you all for being patient. So a very good morning to all of you all, and I now move on to the addresses by each of our guests available. First, I would like to introduce Honorable Justice R. Basant sir before he starts his address. Sir studied law from Government Law College, Calicut, and was enrolled at the bar on 13th October 1973. He was later appointed as District and Sessions Judge in the year 1988. Sir was later appointed as the Judge of the Honorable High Court of Kerala on 9th September 2002, and Sir retired in the year 2012. Sir is currently a designated senior counsel and is practicing at the Supreme Court of India. My relationship with Sir dates back to 2014, where I interned with Sir for a short span of 21 days, in which I had become a member of Sir's family. Sir, I yield the virtual floor to you for your address.
Respected Justice Kurian Joseph, whom I happen to see in the on the wall, Thomas George, and the members of the TG family, including the juniors, the interns, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Let me at the outset thank Manav and his family for having given me this opportunity to be part of this great function. Let me offer my most hearty felicitations, congratulations, good wishes to the TG&A family. We have seen the new high-tech office. I'm sure people can look forward to more glorious service from the partners, from the juniors, from the entire organization under this new roof, refurbished roof. I had occasion to come to your place sometime earlier. I am really impressed by the way it has been modernized, modified, and made fit for a great office, which will soar into greater heights in the years to come, I'm certain. Congratulations to all of you. I think Mr. Thomas George deserves very special mention on this occasion, because I was going through how his career started. He was not a lawyer to begin with in his career. He was an executive working with a private, well-known, reputed company. Then his passion, he had occasion to come across the law and how it functions. And then he developed a passion for law. And I understand that while he was working, he took his law degree. And in 1998, I'm sure, and I calculate back, his obligations, his responsibilities must have been very great at that point of time. He decided to leave a very secure and lucrative career as an executive of that company and took to law. He studied law while working there and then enrolled himself in 1998. Well, you can, from these, what I have said, you can see the passion of the man for the legal profession. His passion was infectious, as you can see now. His son has become a lawyer. His daughter has become a lawyer. He has chosen a lawyer son-in-law for his daughter. Now, To add to all, his wife, who has had an illustrious career in the university as a teacher, has now chosen to take to law. So she is also the admin's office and the admin whom we saw. She is also doing law. I can see there is infectious passion in him for the profession of law. I congratulate him. It's great that you have scaled these great heights and reached this. You have been a role model example for your children, for your juniors, for your interns. I heartily congratulate Thomas George on behalf of myself and my wife, Susheela. Congratulations. Wish you the very best. I would have been happy to stop here, but Manav compels me that I must make the keynote address. I don't know what he really means by that. When I asked him, he said, lot of juniors, lot of interns may be listening to this program, and we want you to speak to them. That's what he wanted. Now, all the interns, all the juniors, all the law professionals who are there, I would like to congratulate all of you for belonging to the noble profession of law. Well, on an occasion like this, it's apposite that you think and remember and convince yourself of the great opportunity that you have as law professionals. It's important. Many a time we do not understand the blessings that we have. We don't count our blessings. To be a professional, to be a law professional is indeed a great honor. To belong to the noble profession of law, the profession of gentlemen as they call it, is a great honor. Well, every honor has its price. It has its responsibilities. I'll try to be very brief today and then just highlight 2 points for you. Who is a professional? When can you say that you are a professional? What is the distinction between a career and a profession? I do always feel that the legal professional, law professionals must keep reminding themselves of the distinction between a mere career and a profession. Well, I would always say, I would borrow the commercial jargon and say, the profession of any profession for that matter is definitely, it must be a career also, but it is career plus. What is that plus? It's something more than a career. A career becomes a profession when something is added to it, and that I would think is the service dimension of a profession. You're all professionals, and always understand you're not merely earning a livelihood, you're not merely engaging yourself in the law practice, but you are discharging a noble function as service to the community. That is where the glory of belonging to the profession exists. And I want all of you lawyers to understand, all of us lawyers, I'm a lawyer today, playing the third innings as a lawyer after having completed my first innings as a lawyer, second innings as a judge, and now back to the profession in the third innings. A unique honor as I consider myself. Well, having reminded yourself of the nobility of the profession of law, I would also want you to remember that an Indian legal professional has a much higher, much more sublime role to play in the Indian context. In 1947, we won our War of Independence. The first movement for independence was won. It was an eye-opener for the entire world. The world never knew that the weight of an imperial emperor, imperial ruler, could be thrown out by the weapon of non-violence. Non-violence was the mantra which we used, and moral power was the astra which we used. This mantra and astra together made the Indian people great example before the whole world that you could fight a war of independence, a war of liberation by the hitherto unknown weapon of non-violence and the sheer moral power of the half-naked fakir who led us. Well, the end of that war of independence, may I call it the first war of independence, the war of independence to liberate ourselves from a foreign yoke, the foreign emperor, was the beginning of the second war. And the second war was the war for justice for the people. Well, that was a great. when India became independent, you know, you draw any line, people of India were below that line. Draw the poverty line, we were below that. Draw the literacy line, we were below that. Draw the industrialization line, we were below that. And so the founding fathers of the the country of India had this great dilemma before them as to how should we achieve this justice for the people. What should be the form of governance? You know, it's always said India is a rich country of very poor people. Well, that's what we call that. That's what we are. All our wealth is stacked in the storehouses of temples, churches, and the storehouses of big landlords and moneyed people. And so we were having a lot of wealth, but the country was a country of very poor people. So when they thought of governance while making the constitution, they had a lot of options before them. The options on the north, I'll call them the yellow options, were there. A rich country of poor people could trample upon the rights of many and distribute wealth equally. That was one of the options that we had. But the founding fathers of this great country thought that that is not the option before us. Instead of capturing wealth and distributing it, we thought rights have to be distributed equally. Well, overnight, when we became independent and the constitution came, people of India found themselves very rich, not in material wealth, but in the wealth of rights which they had. We had a lot of rights. Every Indian woke up on that day to find that the constitution guaranteed to him equal rights. We had a lot of rights in our pockets. But all these rights became meaningless, empty, unreal, unless you knew how to use those rights, how to employ those rights, how to make use of those rights to your advantage. And that is where the legal profession became very important in independent India. To give meaning to the liberty, freedom, and the quest for justice of the people, we must translate those rights into tangible realities of the people. And that is where the Indian legal profession assumed great importance. We chose to accept the transformation of this feudal, superstitious, illiterate, poor, impoverished country into a new era of justice, social, political, and economic. The march from a feudal society, ignorant society, to the knowledge society, we consciously chose the path of law. Transformation through law, justice through rule of law. And it is here that the Indian legal community must always remember that you have a great role to play. Just as independence was won by the unknown weapon, either to unused weapon of non-violence, an impoverished people wanted their march towards justice through the instrumentality of law. And that is where the Indian legal community has a great role to play in transforming this country today to the dream nation that our founding fathers thought of, dreamt of. And that is where the importance of the legal professional lies. Let's understand, we are not just earning a livelihood. The legal profession is not a means to earn a livelihood alone. Yes, you have to earn your livelihood. I'm not on that at all. But there's a greater mission involved. Every legal professional in India should understand that he is fighting a great war for justice to the people, social, political, and economic, of an impoverished, undernourished, poor, illiterate people through the instrumentality of law. That is the great experiment that you and I, every lawyer, every judge, every academic is all involved in this great fight, great experiment, which is unknown to the world, which hitherto human history has not seen. Change in accordance with law, progress by holding fast the ideal of rule of law. Well, I want, when Thomas, George and Associates are opening this new office today, new head office today, I want every legal professional to understand, remind, introspect, and convince himself that he is not a mere practitioner of law, He's a part of an attempt to usher in a new concept as like the first war of independence. The second war for justice is through law. And that is where the legal professional becomes very, very, very important to me. That is where across the board, every functionary in this law team, the law India, we are all soldiers, warriors of the legal army of India. I call it the justice army of India. And therefore realize the importance. Every professional, every woman must be able to understand this great experiment of which we are all part of. If you don't succeed, let me be very frank, if you don't succeed in this experiment, at the bar of history, we will all be found guilty of squandering a great opportunity which has been offered to us on a platter by the founding fathers of this country. May this Thomas George and Associates, which I have we have the honor to see being inaugurated today, remind us of the great responsibilities of every Indian legal professional, be a judge, lawyer, or an academic, whoever he be, of this great attempt of being part of a glorious opportunity to transform a society through the instrumentality of law. I have vertical experience for about 50 years of the system, from a law student to a senior counsel in the Supreme Court. The journey went here and there and ultimately reached. I have a grievance that most of us do not realize the importance the importance of the role that has been assigned to us. I generally say that people in the Supreme Court, I do repeat that all assessments are digital. You know how digital? How many digits are there in the remuneration that you get? That is how you assess a lawyer. The success of a lawyer is assessed that way. May the young lawyers have a different concept of success. May you have your success judged by the yardstick of your contribution to the transformation of feudal India to a knowledge society India through the instrumentality of law. I wish everyone was taken part, every lawyer was taken part in this, attending this function. May you always remind yourself, may you always introspect and remind yourself of that great responsibility on your shoulders. I keep repeating a story. My wife tells me, if you repeat that, I'm not going to come with you for any function. But I think I learned it. I heard it from a great Chief Justice of Kerala. And that has inspired me all along. I've repeated it to young people all around. I'll do that and be done with it today. 3 people were cutting stones, all of them doing the same job of cutting stones. A man went to the first one and asked him, "What are you doing?" He said, "Full of an ass, can't you see? I'm standing under the hot sun and cutting stones. Understand, I'm cutting stones under the hot sun." He went to the next man and asked him, "What are you doing?" He said, "You can walk around asking all these foolish questions. I have a family to support. I must support the family. I have my wife, children. They're all waiting for me to keep body and soul together. I have to work, and therefore I am earning a livelihood." He went to the third man and asked him, "What are you doing?" He was cutting stones, standing under the hot sun. He had also a family and he was working. He was earning a livelihood. But serene came his answer, and he said, "I am building a cathedral." Look at the attitude to work of different people doing the same job. I wish we had judges and lawyers who are not conducting cases, deciding cases, who are not earning a livelihood, but who are conscious of the fact that they are involved in a great human experiment of building cathedrals of truth and justice, cathedrals to transform India into a great country of people who have developed, who are enjoying all the benefits of justice, social, political, and economic. Thank you very much for this opportunity. One word about Mana. Our association has been short. I must thank Justice Kurian Joseph for having sent to me to do an internship with me. It has been a great experiment. This great profession of law has certain ethics, certain values And then the relationship between the junior and the senior, he was not my junior strictly, he was only an intern with me. But the relationship between the senior member of the profession and the junior member of the profession is one of the outstanding attributes of this great profession of law. I think this young boy, Manav, will scale great heights, and it will be my pleasure to watch him scale those great heights under the tutelage of his dear father, Mr. Thomas George, who I have always told you has an infectious passion for this profession of law. Thank you very much. I've enjoyed being here with you this morning. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for that address. I'm deeply obliged and grateful, sir, that you accepted the invitation at such short notice. Now, I would like to call upon Mrs. Susheela Basant, ma'am. Ma'am has practiced for more than 10 years until sir had been appointed as the district and sessions judge. Post the appointment, ma'am left practice and has been supervising sir's office as I have seen as an intern. Ma'am is the sole backbone, I should say, of the office, as she holds all the juniors and interns and treats everyone as family members. Each intern and each junior is definitely provided with different kinds of meals, I should say, at the office of Basant sir. There is no discrimination of any kind, and everyone is treated with love, and that comes from Susheela ma'am. I would like ma'am to say a few words on today's occasion.
Hello, hello to everyone. All good wishes to George Thomas, Mrs. Nirmala Thomas for their new venture. Manav is our boy. Manav, all good wishes and blessings from our side. And all good wishes to Mrutilika and Daniel from our side. May God bless you. All good wishes and blessings, dear Manav. Okay, bye.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for those kind words. And thank you, sir, also for joining today's call. You're free, sir, if your schedule permits, to stay on call until the end of the session.
I'll remain.
Now, I would like to call upon the founding partner, Thomas George, for addressing the gathering. Sir has studied his law from Shadan College of Law, Osmania University, and enrolled at the bar in the year 1998. He always wanted to do law since his childhood, but due to different circumstances, he could not. But his ultimate passion forced him to study law post my birth in 1992. I should take a little credit of. He started the firm in the same year of 1998 when he enrolled at the bar. Ever since his enrollment, he has represented various companies and individuals and has a vast experience of diverse practice before the different courts of the country, including the Honorable Supreme Court. Sir emphasizes always on logical reasoning rather than on legal points. He expresses and makes an effort to make his arguments crisp and short. That was one thing that I got to learn from Thomas George, who's none other than my father. I would yield the floor now to Thomas sir to address.
Good morning to one and all. I'm thankful to you, Basant sir, for accepting the invitation on this gracious occasion. And I'm deeply thankful to you, Madam Susheela Garu. Garu means an honor in Telugu for a person. So since I am from Telangana, I am calling you all Garu. And I'm deeply thankful to Honorable Justice Kurian Joseph, who has been a mentor to groom my son. and he was instrumental in referring Manav to Basant sir, and together with your mending and guidance, I'm sure he will grow to higher heights. And I'm thankful to God that my daughter first chose to follow my path, and I was a bit skeptical whether I should allow her to practice law, because the difficulties which I faced, I was worried whether she will be able to withstand it. So immediately after intermediate, she said, Papa, I want to do my law. But then I said, instead of that, why don't you do degree? After that, you can go for 3-year law. My intention was, since my family has got more of teachers, my auntie, who is my mentor, Sister Concepta, who was the principal of St. Teresa's College. I am hoping that she will be here, seeing this happening from heaven. And I thought she will be having an inclination. She may divert into educating, and she may become a teacher or a lecturer. So I told her, you do your career in BA. After that, you will be more mature, and we will decide then. She, without any hesitation, took it up. She took law, she took the degree, and she excelled well. And she took psychology, sociology, literature, and political science. So after that, I thought when the degree results came, I told her, why don't you now go for your post-graduation master's? She said, no, you told me that you will allow me to go for law. So I want to do law. So she was very firm. So I didn't have any way out. I said, okay, you go ahead. You're seeing it's not an easy task. She went ahead and she did well. And she did her post-graduation in arbitration. And she was second rank holder from the university. After that, by the time my son also crossed his intermediate, then I thought he may be going for chartered accountancy, because my father-in-law was a chartered accountant. I mean, he was an accountant in a firm. And my wife also is a very good accounts. Then he also turned around and said, Papa, I want to be a lawyer. So that way, then I thought, look, I have to be more serious, because they are both people nagging on me. So chasing my passion should not be, as what Vasant sir said, we need a earning also. So I was a bit skeptical then also, but Mano was very firm. After that, he went to ILS Law College, and he pursued his post-graduation in constitutional law, and he got a laurel like my daughter. He also got first time gold medal from University of Usmania University. Now, I said all these things to give you all, by now you should have understood a background of our family. Now, since there are so many interns and juniors in this inauguration program, I wish to convey to all of you the old saying, life is not a bed of roses, it is thorns. But I want to tell you, you have to convert the thorns to roses. That is our endeavor. And whoever is taken up this profession, and whoever is going to step into this profession, I want to tell you what I tell my children and my juniors. You should be able to solve your own problems. If you are able to solve your problems, you will be able to solve the problems of others. if you cannot solve your problem, how can you solve the problem of others? So you should be firm to yourself, stick to your ethics on which you are sticking to, and you should be confident that you are able to solve your problems, then you can solve the problem of others. This is my short message to you, because already Vasan sir have explained enough a lot, and I am enlightened, sir, for conveying the message to the coming generation. I am deeply thankful to you, sir, Kurian Joseph sir, who is watching this program and who has been continuously and constantly praying for us. And I don't know, from the bond, maybe Mujjanma Bandham, the previous relationship has brought a bonding between our family and Queen Joseph Sir's family. And I wish one and all for watching. Thankful you. I am thanking you for watching this program and participating in it. And I wish you all great luck, good luck, all the best. Thank you.
Now we'll move on to the short address from Ms. Muzulika Concepta. She has studied her law from Pendakanti Law College, Osmania University, and thereafter pursued her LLM in arbitration from Osmania University. Her in-depth background has already been given by Thomas sir in his speech. She enrolled at the bar in the year 2012 and practiced for a few years in the firm. Thereafter, she moved out and she's currently the in-house counsel at Bharti Realty in Delhi. I yield the floor to you, Ms. Mudulika, for your address. Yes, I hope the call is unmuted now.
Morning, everybody. Thank you, Manav, for the brief introduction. I would like to congratulate Thomas George and Associates for achieving this milestone of transforming itself from an advocate's office to a boutique law firm. I also would like to congratulate Manav for thinking of this novel way of inaugurating the office amidst the pandemic. I owe my entire professional growth to TGA, especially my father, Mr. Thomas George, for not going soft on me, but instead set the goal of teaching me literally everything that I am today. I have worked with TGA at the initial of my career and learnt everything from here. I took my baby steps in the profession, and it gave me the confidence to take gigantic leaps in my today. I have seen my father really toil to strive to create an impact and to make a presence on the map. As Basan sir also told about how my father was in another field of profession and later on became a lawyer. I have seen him study as a student. I was in school when he was a student. So I have seen him study. So he has really toiled from there, from being, for joining the profession late and to make an impact today. He was never shy from taking up community matters because he always says that being an advocate is a service-oriented profession. And coming to Manav, I have seen Manav on a daily basis put in so much of effort, so much of hard work to make this firm grow. And setting up this office is a milestone he has certainly achieved. I eagerly await for him to carve a niche in the legal fraternity today. To all the juniors and interns working at TGA, strive to give your best. You can leverage this opportunity to expand your knowledge, to enhance your professional growth. In conclusion, I wish TGA all the best for a bright future and to come forward with many more innovations in the legal field. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for those kind words. Now I would like to call Mr. Daniel George, who is my brother-in-law. He studied his law from Campus Law Center, Delhi, and his LLM in International Trade Law from NLU Jodhpur. He is a merit holder from NLU Jodhpur. He enrolled at the bar in the year 2011 and is currently the senior associate at Kochar and Company. I yield the virtual floor to you, Daniel, to give a few words.
Thank you, Manav. Good morning. I would like to extend my heartiest congratulations to Thomas George and Associates for inaugurating this office, which offers a range of legal services within Hyderabad and beyond. Inauguration of this office signifies a larger and renewed vision of expanding its professional outreach and reaching all corners of the professional sphere. I have closely interacted with TG&A for more than 2 years, and I have worked closely with my father-in-law, Mr. Thomas George, and with Manav. During this course, I have seen the extent to which they strive to achieve positive results for their clients. The simplicity, dedication, and professional approach of TG&A to solving complex legal issues clearly demonstrates the strength of this office and offers a glimpse of the wonderful things to come. If there is one thing I have learned from my close association with TG&A, it is to never let an opportunity go to waste and to strive to achieve and deliver your best. TGA signifies a spirit of learning and inquiry, which is rare find in many modern law firms today. In conclusion, I would once again like to express my heartfelt congratulations to TG&A for spreading its wings and ushering in new avenues in their professional journey. Thank you, Manav.
Thank you, Daniel, for those kind words. Now I would like to call Mrs. Nirmala Thomas to give her talk. She is currently the administrative head of the firm. She is also currently studying law from MT Law College, Osmania University. Previously, she worked as a lecturer in zoology for 35 long years. She held various positions, including the head of the Department of Zoology at St. Francis College, Hyderabad, Controller of Examinations, Dean of Academics, and many more. Before she joined law, she was very skeptical on the day of her retirement as to what she would do and how her life would turn out. But I feel her joining law had been the best decision of her life. And she was very bored after her retirement, and I hope TG&A is giving her the enough amount of work that she needs. As an administrative head, she is always was confused as to what were the works and what is the profile of job that she could do, which will be seen in the years to come as she will nurture her own job profile. I yield the floor to you, ma'am.
Good morning to one and all. Good morning, Basan sir, Susheela madam, my daughter Mrudu, my son-in-law Daniel, and to all who are participating in this inaugural cum renewal program of our office, Thomas George and Associates. I have to thank God Almighty, first of all, for enabling us to reach this level. I remember very well those beginning years of our life where my husband had completed his LLB, coming from Kerala, a Malayali, born and brought up in Kerala, coming to Hyderabad, the Telugu land. He came here all because I was settled here. And he learned the language, Telugu. In fact, he's well versed in translating the Telugu documents than me, who's brought up in Hyderabad. I'm shocked at it. I mean, that is his persuasion in life. He did his LLB, completed in fact, in 1997. Did 1 year of apprentice and then he got his degree in 98. And from 98 started his legal profession. In fact, he was a travel agent before. He was one of the best travel agents in the country. The KLM had sent him abroad as a reward for his contribution to the sales of travel in India, actually. He, at the age of 40, imagine, we cannot think of all this now. The youngsters, when I look at the youngsters, I feel bad. That a slight, in fact, a change in their life upsets them a lot. They are not able to change from one to the other. They're not able to face the adversities. Now, we who have faced so many levels of our life, I think we can guide our youngsters now who are participating here. Now, in the time of the coronavirus pandemic that has completely enveloped the globe, so many changes have happened. In fact, we thought of having a big ceremony in the month of January. Because of the lockdown, the work went on postponing, and at last, on July 12th, we thought the lockdown will be over, coronavirus will be out in summer, we thought. But God has His own will. Maybe He wants to transform many more. We have not yet transformed. So He's waiting for us, I think, to transform. That's all I say. And here we are sitting in front of the computers, in front of the laptops, in front of the mobiles, speaking to each other virtually. And I have to say that this started as a small office, the last office which was inaugurated, that was our office. And, Thomas George was a small lawyer. He had many mentors in Hyderabad. In fact, his passion for this profession came from his cousin who was his idol, Barrister M.I. Joseph from Ernakulam, who worked in the High Court of Kerala. But he could not pursue his law in his younger days, so he kept it in his mind. He came to Hyderabad after marriage and he did his travel. And he was, one of his clients was Justice Ramakrishna Raju. He had sent him on a cruise. And as they developed a relationship, Justice Ramakrishna Raju told him, why don't you pursue law? It's never too late. And since you have the passion and your idol is your cousin, Barrister M.I. Joseph, why don't you pursue? So it was doubtful because he's coming from the University of Kerala, and here in Usmania University, how he will go ahead with it. So he prepared for his entrance. He didn't have time because he had his job, he had his family, and then he had to study for his entrance. He used to read the newspapers thoroughly, and it was a subjective entrance, and he wrote well, he fared well, and he started his life as a law student. Again, he could not complete within 3 years, I have to tell you all, because again, he had a lot of obligations of the family. His love for his family, he kept his studies aside. And then there was a standing committee meeting held in Usmania University for him to pursue law even after 6 years of his studies. So his first case was his own degree, his LLB degree. And he completed his law. And his mentors, Justice Ramakrishna Raju only gave him mentors, his seniors. One is Mr. Narayan Rao and the other was Mr. Amar Kumar. Mr. Amar Kumar was a great mentor for my husband. Mr. Narayan Rao is no more. They both were very strict, so that trained him well. In fact, half of the library of our office belonged to Mr. Amar Kumar. He's a simple man, but a man of great knowledge. And with that training, my husband started his profession. He took this plunge at the age of 40, I have to tell you all. At the age of 40, only because of his passion and persuasion, he could go ahead with this profession. And he mentored so many people. So many people were inspired by him. He's not the man who made money, but he's a very good social activist, helped so many people that he's known as Lawyer Sir in the colony and here in Hyderabad. Anything people ask him, surely he will go for help. He will not think of how much he should charge them. His obligation towards society was so immense that he was all out to help people, all out to bring justice to the society. And he was an inspiration to my children, my daughter, my son. In fact, there was a lot of questions from the society, myself being a science person, why my children did not take up science. I said, I give a lot of freedom to my children. The profession they want to pursue, let them. And my daughter, there's a lot of problem when women become lawyers. They're not allowed to practice. Litigation is a very difficult field. But because of her inspiration and her role model was her father, she took up this law degree and she worked with him for 4 years, I think. And my husband threw her, into the court. And the first courts that he had given her the practice was the criminal courts at Nampally. It was very difficult. And she found it difficult, but he taught her how to face difficulties in life, because now she's in the capital city of the country which we women get scared of. We South Indians get scared of, but I think this training by my husband, Mr. Thomas George, and at TG&A has helped her to face all types of people at Delhi and in her office also at Delhi. She's a good lawyer. And she's a good corporate lawyer and a good workmanship she has. And she has proved it in her office. I'm very proud of my children, my son also, my little one who has grown up and who has got a gold medal in LLM, which was his dream and we are proud of our children who have taken up this profession. And I pray that my children and my husband pursue in this pursuit of justice to the society, because we see a lot of injustices happening in our society. And this only has inspired me. My husband has inspired me to take up law. I've completed successfully my first semester. I pray to God that He helps me to pursue this new profession and be a part of contributing justice to the society. I wish everybody, all the interns and all the juniors, all the best. Come what may, if you do good to the society, you will get good in return. And if you have faith in God in whichever form, keep on praying, surely God will do the best to you. So with this, I conclude, and I thank everybody who are here and who are not here also, but their wishes are there with us, for all your blessings. Thank you. Namaste.
Finally, I'll be giving a short address followed by the vote of thanks, and at the end we will have the national anthem post that. The firm was started in 1998 by Thomas sir, and as on today it has reached various cities including Amravati, which is in Andhra Pradesh, Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore, and recently in Pune. The head office is at Uppal, Hyderabad. Since day one of Law College at ILS, I wanted to pursue my career into litigation, and that is why I have not even done a single internship in any of the corporate law firms. I worked with different kind of lawyers, starting with my mentor Thomas George, my father. Since day one of practice, many people in the profession told me, how can you join your dad? Isn't he going to let you loose or be very cordial and very friendly to you? I said, in the beginning it was not so. My father made my life I should not say living hell, but it is important for a junior to have such seniors. He would shout at me. Then finally, I told him, there are sometimes that you seniors should encourage us juniors by appreciating us. And out of nowhere, he hugged me in one of the courts after my arguments. And I was very shocked with his response, to which he said, "You wanted appreciation, and here you go." So that is my senior, Thomas George, for all of you all. As I enrolled in 2015, the first case that he gave me was a case before the High Court of the then United Andhra Pradesh. And it was before Honorable Justice M.S.K. Jaiswal. To my misfortune, the file of the court went missing that day. But the judge was very patient, and he said, "Young man has come prepared with so many colorful flags on the file. Please let him continue." So Honorable Justice M.S.K. Jaiswal, sir, was the first judge before whom I had made my appearance. Thereafter, I had made appearances before different courts, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity, which many seniors do not give their juniors, I'm told by my dad. But however, I'm very lucky. I also provide such opportunities to my juniors and my interns, which they will vouch for when you ask them. During these times of COVID-19, which is a very difficult time, I was very upset as to how are we going to inaugurate the office. But Zoom and virtual platforms had made it possible. During these times of lockdown, we at TG&A hosted the first virtual national moot court competition with 28 participants. We hosted the first virtual internship program where we had a total of 80 interns from different law schools, starting from my alma mater, ILS, SIMBI Hyderabad, Jindal, and I think NLU, Cuttack, and BMS Law College, Bangalore, and also RMNLU at Bangalore. So currently we have 28 interns virtually interning who are very happy with the experience, I'm told, despite the difficulties of the virtual platform. During my law days, as I've told, I've interned with Basan sir, right now on call, who had given me the opportunity of reading files extensively. And sir would always tell me not to take stress and read the files at leisure, but read the files again and again, so that you pick new and different points from the file, is what I've learned from Basan sir. I've then interned with Kurian sir. Kurian sir also is watching this call. I'm very grateful, sir, for your presence. During my law days, I had tried to intern with Lily Thomas ma'am, who's very famous for the judgment. And post joining with ma'am, the internship couldn't take off due to her health issues at that point. Justice Kurian Joseph sir at that time stepped in and introduced me to Basan sir at that moment. And that is how I had got an internship with Basan sir. During these days of COVID-19, we are performing tasks which we are not used to. We are doing virtual calls. We are taking part in virtual conversations. Everything has become virtual today, and we are trying our level best to do our best and serve the society. I would like to thank everyone. I thank God for giving me this opportunity of this firm and of the people I have met, due to which I have reached this position. I thank one and all for joining today's inaugural ceremony. I would like to thank Reverend Father Fritz Neuhauser for blessing the office. I especially like to thank Honorable Justice Basan sir and Susheela Basant ma'am for gracing this occasion with their blessings. I also would like to thank Kurian Joseph sir for his wishes, blessings, and continuous prayer for us. I would take this opportunity to thank my dad and my mom, Thomas George and Nirmala ma'am, without whose blessings today's day wouldn't have been possible. I convey special thanks to my sister and my brother-in-law, Rudulika and Daniel, for their valuable presence today. I further would like to thank my work staff, Krishna, Vijay, Uma and Radhika, without whom today's day would not have been possible because they helped a lot in setting up the office for so many days. I would also like to give my special wishes to all my interns, including Khushbu, Kirti, Anjaneya and Anushri, who had helped me to provide these technical points regarding this virtual call, without whom I don't think today's session would have been possible. I especially thank my senior V. Amar Kumar sir for helping and guiding me in my initial days of my practice as well. Now, we would like to move on to the final, which is the national anthem. I would request all of you all to stand and just give us a moment before we change the video positioning. We'd like to start. Janagana mana adhinayaka jaya he Bharat bhagya vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkal Vanga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchala Jala Vijaranga तब शुभ नामे जागे आशीष मागे
आए तब जग गाता जन मंगल जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय 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 जय
Thank everyone for joining today's session, and I'm very grateful to all of you all for joining today's session. Thank you, one and all.
Congratulations. Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you, Manav.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Thomas. Congratulations.
Thank you all.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, sir.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Manav. Bye bye. Take care.
Take care, everyone. Congratulations, sir.
We'll meet again. Bye.
Bye bye.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you,
George.
madam. Thank you.
Thanks for inviting us.
All the very best and all the success to you and your family. Congratulations once again.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
God bless you. All the best. Eh? I was listening to the Zoom meetings for those guys.